Right, I thought I would document a little project I'm going to be doing. I'm going to make another project bag. Now, I did this a good few many years ago. This is the Coffee Quaker sampler, Heartstring Samplery, possibly. Anyway, it's coffee one, but you know, I changed it. It did come with like some instructions. I don't know where I got the right. Anyway, I changed it. And I did originally make it up into another project bag, which I never really used. And I've realised when I was looking at it this morning, I was like, I don't like it. I bought black material. I don't like the material. Just didn't like it. So to give you some context, so this is another project bag I made, which was made from a cross stitch piece I'd had for years. So I was like, what am I ever going to do with this? I know, I'll make it into a project bag. So I did. I bought some material, I lined it, I did put a zip in it, and I use this all the time. So I have been planning for the last year or so that I really need to do this, and I'm currently off my work, so I thought I'll do this. I will read it. I wasn't planning to read it. I've just decided to read it. So I have bought some other fabric this morning that I'm going to put on the back. I'll use, this was the original black cotton I had. I'm going to use that. I'm going to cut it out just now to line this side. I've got some interfacing, and the paint, I might use it to line the other bit of fabric. I'll cut 2 squares out for lining it, and I might use it to line the other fabric as well, so it's all black inside. But so first things first, so I've unpacked it off of the bag because I had it kind of folded over, as you'll see. It's very creased. It's also disgustingly dirty from kicking about, so it's going to go in the wash. It's going to go in the wash, and then once I've washed and ironed it and done all that, I'm going to go back over, and there's a couple of little, look, I've got a whole bit missing there. So I'm going to go back over, tidy up any little flaws in it, and then get to work on it. This will not be a weekend project. This will be done over the next few weeks, if not months. Because I know, because I hand sew. I don't have a sewing machine. I hand sew. I hand sewed the other one. I just followed the instructions. I used some plain stitches as a easy project bag tutorial. Obviously, she's using it. The tutorial is based on using a sewing machine, but the principle's still the same. You just follow the instructions, and it turned out great. So, but it does take a while because you have to hand sew. So this was just, I thought, I've got some time off just now, and I thought, right, let's just do this. At least make a start. And it's one of those things I can just do. Like I say, I'll give this a clean, wash it all up, get it all ironed, sorted out, cut the lining out. My fabric should be coming hopefully this weekend. And at least if I can cut stuff out and make a start, at least maybe get the interfacing on, get the zip on, we'll be good. And I will try and document it each stage of the journey, and we'll see how we go. And this will only appear, so just to put into context, this is August the 7th, 8th, something like that. August the 7th or 8th. Let's see when the actual finished article gets done. Okay, so I now have all 4 pieces. I now have my back. I've got some nice poppy fabric, and I've now got my front. I did give it a little clean, but turns out I think it's actually just faded, and it's just, that's just the way it's going to be. I tried to give it a freshen up. It's just a little bit better than it was, not much, but it'll do for my needs. So I've got my front, and then I've got my 2 God almighty black fabric. Who the hell? I just feel like I'm constantly picking bits off it. Anyway, these are my 2 inside bits. So I've interfaced the front, and I've interfaced the back, and I've got my zip, and I've got my pins. So I'm now going to pin my zip on in the correct way, ready to sew the zip in place. And then it's just a case of sewing the zip in and then working my way around and sewing all the other bits in. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so we now have a back and a lining attached, and a front and a lining attached to said zip. So now we're gonna sew the lining together. Yeah, sew in the lining together and then kind of turn it inside out and the magic happens. We'll see how we get on. Okay, so I was putting together all the videos of me making up the bag, and I've realised I didn't actually show you the finished project. So here we are. So this is my lovely big project bag. As you'll see, it's quite big. But I am absolutely loving it. So where I had finished off, I had sewn everything into the zip, and then what you do is you sew the lining together inside out, and then you sew the back and the front pieces back together, and then you leave a little bit in the lining, and then you pull it all through, and the magic happens, and lo and behold, you have a lovely bag that zips up. And I've been using this for the last couple of weeks. I actually finished it a couple of weeks ago, and I'm so chuffed with it. As you'll see, it's quite big. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, but this is proving to be absolutely brilliant because I've got my lights in it. I've got, you know, project things, books, scissors, everything. I can just shove it all in and move it all about, and it's great. I'm so chuffed with it. And I thought I would just make this little video of how I did it all to prove, right, I'm not a sewer. I am not a sewer by any stretch of the imagination. I do not have a sewing machine. I just hand sewed all this. You really wouldn't want to see the inside of it, but the magic of this is because it, you know, it's a little bit ragged there, maybe just sort that out. You know, when it's all turned inside out, it looks absolutely brilliant. Excuse me. I'm not selling these. It's not for anybody else's use. It's purely for me. And it's great. And I love it because it's a way of using the projects that, like, I made this and then I realised I was like, I could have maybe done this over one rather than over two. It's a little bit big. Didn't really want to have it on the wall. What was I ever going to do with it? And like I said, I already made it into project bag, but I didn't like it. Now, I absolutely freaking love it. So that's that. The end result.